Grand Banks 42 Classic. The name of the boat's Living Well. She's here in Coronado, California, but she's gonna need a new slip. Let's go take a look. All right, let's start at the front. Up front we have an electric windlass with a 35-pound CQR. Bow line chocks built in. Nice high rails. The varnish work on this boat is in really nice shape, exterior as well as in. As you can see, bottom job is looking nice. Boat's been cleaned regularly. It was painted not too long ago. More information about that will be in the listing. Up top, you have a full cover on the Flybridge controls, as well as the seating, and then a nice, good condition bimini as well, SSB antenna as well as VHF. You see the Furuno radar up top there, and an owl. Nice big hatch for good ventilation in the V-berth. Also, those forward windows crack open too, so you can get some ventilation from up front as you go along. Look at this nice little touch. GB42, living well. You can see the sunshades on all the windows. Dock power in. Metal rub rail all along the hull to deck joint. Topside's paint's in really nice shape. Now this is a wooden boat. Alright. Here we have the stern. Living well. 18-inch classic Grand Banks swim step. What do we got there? 1, 2, 3, 4 support brackets. The owner did start up the motor with me the other day. I'll throw a little blurb of that in. They started right up, good water flow. Here we have the lowered aft cockpit, which the newer ones did not have this like this, but it is nice. It gives you a little bit better like fishing cockpit feel. 2 large hatches there for access to the water tanks, as well as 1 single 90-gallon aluminum diesel tank in the back. There are wing tanks in the engine room as well that are larger. Now, unfortunately for you sailing fans, there is no steadying sail included with this sail. The dinghy comes with the sail, as well as the crane does function properly. Let's walk aboard. These teak decks were replaced, I think, in about 2005, if I remember right. So they are in fantastic condition. And these are just, he's left them, exposed to the elements. You could brighten them up easily. There's no screw holes on these. They're glued to the deck. And it is in just fantastic shape. Here's that electric windlass we talked about. All chain rode. There's the anchor. Bow pulpit. Nice dock box here in the bow. Let's see what's inside. Just sanding supplies, wood. Alright. That's the brand on here. McMurray windlass with chain gypsy as well as drum for road. But it's all chain road. Just so much stuff on this boat has been replaced, maintained properly. It's really nice. Nice wide side decks here. Come up to just below my hip. I'm almost 6 feet tall. There's the dinghy. Nice curtains down here. Let's take a look here. number on this. It's a fiberglass whole dinghy, just a simple one. No steering station, anything like that, and there's no motor with it, unfortunately. You have access to the aft cabin. We'll cover that in a little bit. Chief engineer bell. There's the helm area. Comfy aft cockpit. Of course, here we are at the Coronado Yacht Club, and beautiful views all around. But the boat will need to move upon sail. All right, here we are up on the Flybridge with the cover removed. Nice little built-in cocktail table there. Seat cushions are in great condition. Supple. Yeah, good shape. There's a couple speakers up here. Stereo. Newer Jensen stereo. VHF. Some cup holders. There's the Glendinning synchronizer. We give this GPS 126 up here. He has a newer, smaller handheld over here that I guess works better than this one. This one might not work up. Depth, Ritchie compass, twin Morse controls, and up here, digital RPM gauge, as well as amps, volts, water, oil. Alright, and this is your mount for the auto helm unit. There's a removable control for that. And this boat does have upgraded C-Star hydraulic steering, which is great. Let's check out in here. Oh, just a bunch of storage space if needed. That there is the bait tank, which just hooks on real nice and easy to the transom, and there is a bait pump that we verified function of the other day. Pretty cool feature if you're an occasional fisherman. Underneath this, we have twin propane tanks for the oven. And over on this side, life jackets, flags, various. All right, so that's the upper helm. 3 steps down, railings everywhere. Step here, and we're down. And again, look at these walkways. Very nice. All right, let's take a look at the interior here of this 1968 Grand Banks 42. See some rod holders up top. Let's do a quick pan of the whole room. Now I've closed up the doors to the aft cabin and the forward stateroom, just to show how private this can become. Let's start over here. Nice sized bookcase. Nice shelf here with more storage. Television. Stereo. It's a newer JVC unit attached to these Bose speakers in the 2 aft corners of the stateroom. There, of course, we have that doorway, the original nameplate. And look, this boat has participated in quite a few Grand Banks rendezvous through the years. That in the corner is the air conditioning. There's 1 air conditioner pump and 2 outlets, 1 here in the salon and 1 in the aft cabin. That control for that is back here by the stairs. It's a cruise air unit. All right, here's this nice big table in the middle of the salon. This leaf folds down to allow easy access to this one floor panel for access to the motors. Of course, you can take the second off as well with a little more effort, removing the table. This, underneath this L-shaped salon settee is just a good amount of storage. All right, those are big, spacious storage compartments over on this side as well. This upholstery was redone about 4 years ago and is in fantastic condition. Nice and supple, firm. As we pan over here, you'll see this ice maker that does not work. One of the few things on this vessel that does not work. Let's see what's under here. Some bungs and whatnot. All right. Let's go over here. Nice little side table, has a built-in lamp. Storage below. And then as we go over here, this is that starboard door. Just some more space for storage. And to the right of the helm, you have your 120 volt panel on the bottom and 12 volt panel above. A few more switches over there, a couple of electric meters. We also do have updated electrics with this Sandtrix Link 1000 monitor. Here you'll see the ST600R autopilot sitting there. Interface fish finder. There are your separate throttle and shift controls. It does have the Glendinning synchronizer. And then here's the helm, upgraded with electric tachometers. But the classic oil pressure, volts, engine hours, we have just barely over 3,000. It's 3,001 and 3,000.5 hours on these motors. An updated amp meter there. Ritchie compass in fantastic condition. You have a Garmin GPS map 182 chart plotter. International offshore data marine 2700 depth finder up here. Standard VHF. Here's your Furuno radar, and then up here we have an ICOM IC4700 Pro SSB single sideband radio. It's just like a weather station. We pan over here, see a custom microwave enclosure attached to the ceiling, and then custom countertop here, single piece, all right, with hinged stove cover, 3-burner gas. Let's see how the oven looks. So that's a Princess, nice and clean inside. It's in good shape. A little more storage underneath the range, more storage here to the left. GFCI protected 110 outlet, and then look at this refrigerator. This is a built-in unit, quite spacious. Nice reminder, a collision at sea can ruin your entire day, so don't drink too much. And it is currently on and nice and cool in there. Oh, little ice box up here for freezer. Oh, that should be out of there. All right, now let's turn around. Okay, here's a little larger view of the helm. I forgot to open this up here, but an area for your charts, manuals, whatnot. Over here, similar. but I think better used for plates and cups and things. Odds and ends. Some koozies back there. 3 big single panel windshields. The paint in here is great. This owner really takes good care of this boat. I don't know if you can see the quality here. Great finishes. This is like a melamine on the top here, but otherwise, I mean, I don't see any real evidence of dry rot or water damage coming in from these windows. And the center one opens up with this. Some classic stuff there. Classic Pusser's bottle. Bussers. And then, oh, what else would you want next to the helm but your Grand Bank ship's bar? We've got some other stuff in there now. And we do have some custom pool knobs on here. These are pretty cool. So, just some more storage for the kitchen and your bar. All right. I really like this salon. It's a great space, and just a reminder, this L-shaped galley is rarely seen on Grand Banks. This is really a special feature. It came from the factory like this, and it's in great shape, and like I said, a rare feature. Oh, also another a fold-down preparation area as well included there. And oh, this is another fun feature. So we have a single stainless steel sink. All right. And this here is a water flow meter. And so the owner resets that every time he fills the tanks. And so he knows how much water he has used. All right, let's go check out the aft cabin now. Easy to access. Most people just leave these open all the time. Unless you've got some real need for privacy. All right. Here we are, off to the captain's quarters. All right, sit down 1, 2, 3 steps to the aft cabin / master stateroom. Let's take a quick pan around. There's that egress there to the aft deck. Here's your head. There's the air conditioning register. Couple of reading lights, a parrot, and a large, I'd call it a queen-sized bunk, a thwartship. Here we are. We do have a mosquito screen on there, if you're going to open that up. Large chest of drawers built in. Over in the corner, you got a little desk here. Oh, there's a little stool up in the salon you could use. There, we have plenty of storage below this berth. And a little bit more storage over here. Bunch of flags and more flags. There's a little pic of the USS Missouri. And so back here, as we came down, there was a large closet on the port side. And here's what's inside. We've got a washer dryer, cedar lined closet, immense. And they open it all the way up here. You still got some clothes in there, but yeah, big enough for that washer dryer and more. Close that up, and here you do have engine room access, and those are pressure gauges on your fuel filters. So when those get too high, you know that it's time to change your fuel filters. Oh, I didn't even notice. A couple of drawers down here underneath the berth. And let's go into the head. All right, let's check out the V berth, guest stateroom. 3 steps down from the salon brings you to split V berth orientation. 2 berths, some cushions, bookshelf up here, removable slide, access to the chain locker. Quick and easy. Tonight's dinner. Now here you can finally see the wooden underpinnings of this yacht without trim. Nice light. Everything on this boat works. It's really nice. Now you have a sliding door for the pantry storage. Good magnet. And another sliding door for a large hanging locker. That's going to be hard to see. And behind us, full-size door for the forward head. Main breaker box. And the inverters in here as well. Some inverter controls, charger controls. Nice medicine box. Good amount of storage here. Beneath the sink. And more along there. Great place to put your wine glasses and toilet paper. Big mirror, comfortable guest berth. This head is for emergency use only, or I should say offshore use only. It's a manual flush and it's just for offshore use. And then of course here below these steps you have access to the engine room as well. Briefly, here is the engine room. This is an Onan genset, reportedly 7.5 kilowatts. Can't find any numbers quickly. Generator start battery. New Pronodic 1220 charger. There's the water heater. It is an 11-gallon Seaward, 120 gallon, and it looks like it does have an engine bypass as well. Yep. So you do have the heat exchanger from the motors. Heat well underway. Accumulator tank for the pressure system. All right, here's your twin Ford Lehman 120s. Oh, here are your battery boxes. AGM batteries throughout. Well, it's just a deep cycle. And then, let's take a quick look around. Up here, we have that vacuum flush unit for the aft head. Look at these. We've got exhaust elbows and hose that are all newer. At least they look new. Where's that guy? Is that a hydronic heater? Sealand. I'm not sure what that is. And then down here, he does have the quick oil change hoses connected to the bottom of the oil pans for that. That looks like a newer water pump on this side. That side looks a little older. What else we got going on here? Fuel filters. So a bunch of Raycors in here. This looks like an auxiliary one, maybe to, if you have a fuel issue, you can polish your tanks. Manifold back there as well. Nice setup to easily deal with any fuel issue you might have. Here's the exhaust system on the other side. Like, again, newer exhaust elbows, fiberglass exhaust elbows, and exhaust hose. You can see the cruise air conditioning unit there in the back. And closer to us is the refrigeration unit for the refrigerator in the salon. And fuel tanks. One is 230, one is 270, I believe. And then there's a 90 gallon in the lazarette as well.